regarding the Power BI. Before explaining what is a Power BI and all, there are many people who are not from MSBI background or Tableau or ClickView background, freshly joined here today's session. For them, I just want to give a high level heads up what is a reporting. In a market, we have a concept called reporting or a reporting tools. What is a reporting is nothing but representing the data in the form of visualizations or with a proper structure. Proper structure. What do you mean by representing the data in the form of visualizations is nothing but as part of our organization, as part of our business process, we used to deal with a lot of data. Okay, so at that time, if I want to see how my business is going on or how my spending is going on, how it is going to benefit to my organization, in order to analyze that one, we have a lot of data will come every day. A lot of data used to come through different sources. That data, which is a raw data, we cannot analyze. We cannot, like if you have a 1 lakh of records or 10 lakhs of records or crores of records, I cannot find anything from that. So with the help of visualizations, we are going to analyze our business process very effectively. So the business user or the owner, he don't know anything about technical things. He don't know any about SQL or some other data science related concepts. In order to analyze the data, he don't know anything. He just used to spend the money, but he want to see how the business is going on. At that time, we have a concept called reporting. With the help of a reporting tools, we are going to visualize the data, and we are going to make the people, naive people, to make them understand with the help of reporting tools. So just give me a second. Many people are unmuted. Fine. So reporting is nothing but representing the data with respect to visualizations. Why we need to represent with respect to visualization is to make the naive people, the people who don't know anything about the technical knowledge, or the people who can't spend much time on it, to make them understand. For that, we have many tools in the market. Those we used to call it as reporting tools. We have many tools in the market. Those are SSRS, the Power BI, Tableau, ClickView, Spotfire, Crystal reports, Jasper reports. Like there are hundreds of tools are there. Out of that, we are going to discuss regarding the Power BI in entire our course. Before discussing the Power BI in a further level, understand the reporting. Reporting is nothing but representing the data in the form of a visualizations or generating through a proper structure. Let's consider a scenario like Crystal reports or Jasper reports. For all the working employees, we have pay slips will be generated, right? So pay slips will be generated. There is a one table, employee salary table or whatever the table in the back end. We need to generate a pay slips for all the employees. Okay, so audio is, your audio is not connected. In the Power BI, I'm referring that reporting is nothing but representing the data with respect to visualizations to make the naive people to understand. And as those people don't have an access on the database, or those people don't have a sufficient technical skills, or those people will not spend a time to generate a visualizations or analyze the data, there is a separate team called reporting developers who used to spend a time on extracting the visualizations, extracting the insights from the data. There we are using a concept called reporting. And there are two types of reportings are there. One is generating a structures, like as I said, like pay slips and all these kind of things, where we are going to follow proper structure, or we are going to follow up with the printable format of reports. All the Crystal reports, Jasper reports are with respect to that thing, where You have a header will be there, footer will be there, page numbers will be there. We are going to generate prints from the data which is available on your backend. That is what SSRS, special reports, Jasper reports are going to do. And there are some visualization tools. There are some visualization tools where those will not follow a structure, which is going to showcase the visualizations in easily understandable format. That is what visualization tools. Those two things you can consider as a reporting, and these are all the tools that we have in the market. Now we are going to use Power BI. We are going to discuss the Power BI as part of our course. Now understand what is a Power BI and what it is going to provide. I hope all are settled now. Understand from here very clearly. If you have any questions, please let me know. Power BI is a visualization tool from Microsoft. It's a visualization tool from Microsoft, and here it was came 2.5 years back officially. 2 years back officially. Power BI contains 3 components. 3 components. Those are Power Pivot, Power Query, and Power View. Before starting explanation, just to follow from me, just to follow from here onwards, you will get a clear picture at the end of a class today, so that you can analyze much regarding the Power BI. Power BI is a visualization tool from Microsoft. It is just came 2.5 years back officially. It has 3 components. Those are Power Pivot, Power Query, and Power View. Power Pivot is nothing but this component. What it is going to do is it will allow us to connect multiple sources. It is supporting almost 50 plus sources. People who ever joined, please go on mute. Jai Chandra, fine. Okay, fine. So Power Pivot, what it is going to do is it will allow you to connect multiple sources of data, like SQL Server, Oracle, Teradata, Excel. There are many sources are there. Power Pivot help you to connect that many sources. Almost 50 plus sources support is there. So it will allow you to connect multiple sources, and we can load the data. We can create relationships between the data. So, and here we'll create measures. What is the measures? You will get an understanding by tomorrow. So what Power Pivot is going to do is this component will allow you to connect multiple sources and load the data into Power BI. There you can create relationships. Technically, we used to call this concept as a modeling. Like modeling is a very big term, and modeling is nothing but loading the data from multiple sources and creating relationships between them. This is what a Power Pivot is going to do. Once you load the data and once you create relationships, you can create visualizations. That we are going to do with the help of a Power View. What Power View is going to do is, with the help of Power View, we can create visualizations. So you can create a bar charts, pie charts, and you can decorate them. Okay, you can provide a background colors, you can provide a data labels, you can increase the fonts, and everything you can do with the help of a Power View. So Power BI contains 3 components: Power Pivot, Power Query, and a Power View. Power Pivot, with the help of Power Pivot, you can load multiple sources of data and you can create relationships, which we used to call it as a data modeling. Once you load the data and create a model, you can create visualizations with the help of a concept called Power View. And now, what is a Power Query? Power Query is nothing but, if you are loading the data from SQL Server or Oracle or Teradata or any SQL related database, You can write a query that select a star from table name, or you can write a select a star from table name, a join conditions, where conditions, having by, order by. You can write a query according to your requirement, and you can load only required data. At that time, you don't require a Power Query. But sometimes your data will come from a non-SQL source. Your data is going to come from a CSV file or Excel file, or your data is going to coming from a online source, where you don't have a control on the source which is sending a data, but you can read the data. At that time, the data will not be available in a data modeling required format. Data modeling is nothing but you need to create a relationship. In order to create a relationship, one to many or one to one data need to have. We don't have a data in our required format in sometimes. At that time, Power Query will perform transformations. With the help of a Power Query, you can do a transformations like all SQL operations can be performed in Power BI with Power Query. See, I am not a big organization, but I have some data. I want to create a visualizations. In order to create a visualizations, I cannot purchase a like Power BI is a $10 thing. I cannot purchase a SQL server or Oracle, right? So what I will do, I will download a Power BI and I will load the data. After loading the data, I want to create a visualization. So I need to construct a model. At that time, Power BI itself supports the SQL capabilities, so that you can transform or you can tune your data according to your requirement with the help of Power Query. So these are the three things which are available as part of Power BI. So Power BI is nothing but it's a combination of three things: Power Pivot, Power Query, and a Power View. Power Pivot is nothing but it will help you to load different sources of data and do a data model, which is nothing but creating a relationships. Power Query is nothing but before constructing a data model, if you need to do some transformations, if required some transformations, that can be achieved with the help of Power Query if you are coming from a non-SQL sources. And once you are ready with your data model, in order to create a visualizations, we have a concept called Power View. This is what a Power BI contains. And there are different flavors of Power BI available. Power BI is available in different formats. Those are Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power BI Mobile, Power BI Report Server, Power BI Embedded, and Power BI Premium. There are some other nonsense is there. Power BI Gateways or Gateways Visual Gallery. Power BI is available in these formats. Before explaining each and everything, let me take 1 minute of time. There are many people who joined and their audio is not connected. Kindly don't mind, as it is a first class. Is a number also. Let me remove those people. Again they will join. Okay, fine. So Power BI contains those three things, and Power BI is available in these formats: Power BI desktop, service, mobile, report server, embedded, premium, gallery, and all those things. Now, what a Power BI desktop is? Power BI desktop, same, it is going to contain these three things, which contains a Power Pivot, Power Query, and Power View. Whatever I explained, everything is available as part of Power BI desktop, and it is a free software. Understand from here very clearly. It is a free software. We can download from Power BI site, and which contains Power Pivot, Power Query, and a Power View. Now, what are the limitations of Power BI desktop? Why I am telling the limitations is, Power BI desktop you can download from a Power BI site. It is a completely free, and once you download that one, it contains a three components: Power Pivot, Power Query, and a Power View, which I already explained. The limitations which are available here are, here you can load the data from any source, you can construct a model, you can create a visualizations, but you cannot perform a scheduled refresh. Okay, you need to perform a manual refresh only. Let's assume I create a visualizations now. After 3 days, if I want to see, I need to manually refresh it. After 5 days, if I want to see, I need to manually refresh. I cannot share that kind of report with my business. They are not interested to perform a manual refresh for every 30 minutes of time. Okay, so here the limitation, scheduled refresh is not there in Power BI desktop. Similarly, when you create a report with a Power BI, if I want to share it with others, we don't have any medium like from Power BI desktop. You cannot share your report with the help of Power BI desktop itself. We cannot share it with anyone through Power BI desktop. If you wanted to share a file which is developed with the Power BI desktop also, if it contains more than 20 MB or 50 MB of memory, it will not accept over a mail. So sharing is not there in Power BI desktop, scheduled refresh is not there, and one of the main concept called dashboard we cannot create with Power BI desktop. These are the limitations which are available on a Power BI desktop. Okay, so Power BI is available in different formats, different flavors. Out of it, first one is Power BI desktop, which is free. Everyone can able to download and use it, and which contains a Power Pivot, Power Query, and a Power View, and it has a limitation that scheduled refresh is not there, and you cannot create a dashboard, and you cannot share your report with anyone with the help of Power BI desktop. In order to overcome that limitations, we have another concept called Power BI service, that we used to call it as a Power BI Pro, okay, or Power BI Cloud, or Power BI SaaS, software as a service. Whatever the name that we refer, it is only the key thing. The Power BI service, it's a, or Power BI Pro, it's a 2 months free, and in order to work with the Power BI service, we need to have Office 365 email ID. And what it can do is, it can do all admin activities of Power BI. If you want to do something with respect to Power BI admin, like if you want to do some administration with respect to Power BI, means everything is available here, and it is a web-based server. It is a web-based server. So it is not on-premise server. So everything is available on a cloud. You can log in from anywhere. You can create a reports or dashboards from anywhere. You can administer from anywhere. So Power BI service or Power BI Pro is nothing but a web-based server, and 2 months it's a free. If you have Office 365 email ID, then after per month it's at 10 USD rate. If you want to use that one, you need to pay 10 USD, and you can do all admin activities over here. What you can do here is we can schedule a data refresh. What do you mean by data refresh? Is reloading the data. Okay, you can perform a scheduled refresh, and we can create dashboards, and we can share the reports, and we can provide a security. Everything you can do from a Power BI service. So most of the people will simply download the Power BI desktop software, and they will load the two sources. They will create a 4 visualizations, and they will say that I know Power BI. And if you go for an interview, they will be estimated based on a Power BI service, not with the help of a Power BI desktop. Okay, so Power BI service contains all these things, and it's a web-based server, and it has Power View. It don't have Power Pivot and a Power Query. You already understood what is a Power Pivot and Power Query. Power Pivot to connect multiple sources or different sources and do a data modeling. Power Query transformations, and Power View visualizations. Power BI service contains only Power View. It don't contain Power Pivot and Power Query. Why it contains Power View, you will get a clear understanding in next 15 minutes of time. This is about a Power BI service. If you want to do something which is not available in Power BI desktop, that you can do with the help of Power BI service. This is only the place where you can do administration. Okay, so this is what Power BI service. The next one is Power BI mobile. Power BI mobile, it is nothing but a mobile based application, mobile based app. You have Windows app, Android app, iOS app, everything is there. It is a mobile based application, and we can access the reports or dashboards which are shared with us, or whatever we created from anywhere with the help of Power BI mobile. So Power BI mobile, there is no development there. We are not going to develop something in a Power BI mobile. It is for accessing purpose. Whatever the reports that you are created, or whatever the reports which are shared with you, if you wanted to access from anywhere, Power BI mobile is there. And Power BI report server, which was introduced 2 months back. Like on a June 1st, it's not 2 months, almost 4 months it happened. So on a June 1st this year, Power BI report server was introduced. It is nothing but on-premise server. Okay, so previously from last 2 years we have only web-based server, which is nothing but a Power BI Pro or Power BI service. Recently, server is on-premise server for deployment purpose. Instead of deploying in a cloud, if you want to deploy in an on-premise environment, we have Power BI report server is there. Other than that, we don't have any new functionalities. And here we have some more capabilities called page related reports can be created with the help of Power BI report server. On a broader approach, if you want to tell, in the next 2 years or 3 years of time, SSRS will be completely deprecated, and we are going to have only Power BI. So Microsoft introducing all SSRS features in a Power BI report server. So initial version was launched. The capabilities are keep on adding. Okay, that is what Power BI report server. Power BI embedded. What do you mean by Power BI embedded is? Okay, fine. So if you are not able to hear, I can't do anything. So Power BI embedded is nothing but, as I said, if you want to share the reports with anyone, we require a Power BI Pro license, which is nothing but a $10 US. I have 100 customers. I want to share my insights with my customers. If they want to access my insights, everyone need to have a Power BI Pro license. 100 into $10,000 per month I need to spend. Instead of doing that, I want to provide only read access. I don't want to spend much money. At that time, what I can do is, I can create reports in my Power BI service account, and I can keep that report as part of my website. In my .NET site or Java site, whatever the website that I have, I can embed whatever the report that I created within an HTML page, and I can share it with them. So they can interact with the report, so that without spending any money, so I can share my report with multiple people. So Power BI embedded is nothing but embedding our report in a customized site, like in a third party application. If you want to embed your Power BI report into any third party application or your website, you can make it with the help of Power BI embedded. And Power BI gateways and a visual gallery, this is going to cover as part of a Power BI service. It is for the sake of showcasing. We have many things. Okay, so Power BI gateways is nothing but you have to connect with on-premise source with a cloud database, cloud reports. We are going to use that one. Those will be covered here. No need to worry at all. And Power BI embedded, as I said, for embedding in a third-party application. And Power BI Premium is nothing but it is for enterprise organizations, where instead of purchasing a single licenses, where you can purchase through a pack. Okay, so for a companies, it has some features like with respect to licenses, with respect to storage, with respect to refresh rate. For organizations, it is having some capabilities. It is not with respect to developers. These are all the different flavors which Power BI has. For anyone who want to work on a Power BI, who is going to get a job, they require only Power BI desktop, Power BI service. No one is asking a Power BI report server yet. No one is asking Power BI mobile and anything. But these are the different flavors of Power BI which is available. Before continuing further, I am wrapping with a single minute note. Power BI is nothing but a combination of three things: Power Pivot, Power Query, Power View. Power Pivot, you can load the different sources of data and you create a model. Power Query, sometimes you don't have a data in SQL format. You are getting a non-SQL data. At that time, if you wanted to transform your data, Power Query is there. To represent through visualizations, we have a Power View is there. Power BI is available in a Power BI desktop format, which contains whatever we discussed, and it has a limitation of scheduling data. Power BI service is nothing but it's a web-based server. You can share your reports, you can create a dashboards, you can do a refreshing, you can implement a security, everything from here. And Power BI mobile is nothing but you are not going to develop anything, you are going to interact with the reports with the help of Power BI mobile. Power BI report server is nothing but it's a on-premise server where you can deploy instead of cloud with your local environment. And the last one is Power BI embedded. Whatever the report that you created, you can embed in any application or any HTML page with the help of Power BI embedded without spending any amount. You can share your report with lakhs of people. And Power BI Premium, it is for organizations, for licenses and storage. All these features it is going to provide by the Power BI Premium. These are the different flavors of Power BI. Up to here, does anyone has any questions? There are still some people are saying audio issues. I will share the video. I cannot spend much time on that one now. Anyone has any questions up to here?